How are you doing? This is King Mal. I'm with my co-host,
Quan, welcome guys. Welcome back to the platform. Happy to be here.
and we have a special guest.
Hi, my name is Antoinette Sky. I also go by Toni. I am a mom of two, a Tampa Bay realtor, and a woman of faith, most importantly. I am very passionate about helping women and families build legacy through homeownership. And I do that just by combining lifestyle, empowerment, and real estate. So for me, I really want people to know what's possible when they take action and have faith. I moved here when I was about 16. A little rebellious streak when I was growing up. After that, I got my own place when I was 18, and I've been on my own since.
Got you. So I know you're an advocate for young ladies, women, making sure that you can be the voice for them. What does that look like? And also getting them into homes. What does that look like for you?
I try to do that just by I'm very transparent with my faith. I trust in God. He's at the center of everything that I do. So when I'm talking to women, and I always add in families, but I'm really passionate about women specifically when it comes to home ownership, because a lot of us, myself included, we feel like we need a man to be able to succeed and prosper in life. And I just want to show them that even if you come from a broken family, if you're divorced or you're single like myself, you still can achieve legacy. You still can build generational wealth.
This guy, I can't. So my question for you, we're gonna keep it going too. I love
Okay.
this. I love the genuineness. So like you said, your main concern is women, but going a little bit back into your story, you weren't always a realtor. So what were you doing prior to getting into this new space of selling homes?
I worked in healthcare.
Oh wow. Okay.
I despise working in healthcare. I seriously did. I worked as a PCT. I worked as a CNA between hospitals, nursing homes, the doctor's office, but I just did not like it. And really, I feel like people in upper positions, whether it's a nurse or a doctor,
Yeah.
they kind of look down on people in my position.
Wow.
And I dealt with a lot of patients that were just very needy and disrespectful.
Yeah.
So I didn't like healthcare at all. So for me, I just kept praying and asking God, please God, I'm miserable every day. I hate going to work.
Yeah.
What does that look like for me? And I got my license.
A lot of politics. A lot of politics.
Listen,
You're not there no more, so you can.
only thing I know is I had a lot of nurses that were miserable, and it shows up in your work. And like I said, I'm very open and transparent about my faith, and I just would feel myself grieving, like, God, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do,
Right.
and
Not
it's showing
fulfilled.
up. Yeah, and it's showing up the way that I'm interacting with the patients. I'm snappy. I'm impatient. Because I'm unhappy that I'm there, and it's
Right.
not their fault that I don't want to be there.
Right.
Wow.
So I got a question for you, because I noticed that like Tampa's been definitely booming as of recent in the last couple of years, especially at post COVID. As a realtor, like you said, you're stepping out on face in this market with all the competition. How do you distinctify yourself being in this field?
So, and I feel like I'm more relatable to a lot of people that are looking to buy homes. And then I also have the background of, I'm a mother. A lot of women that I'm talking to right now, just trying to educate them on buying a home. The other question is, well, I'm a single parent household. It's only one income. Do you think that I can do this on my
Qualify,
own?
yeah.
Yeah, and just educating them and letting them know, I'm in the same shoes as you. Like, I understand, but
Yeah.
you can do this.
Right. So my next question to follow that is, when you're talking to these women, how often do you come across, like you said, they're going off of the perception of, hey, I'm a single woman, I only have one income. How important is financial literacy when looking to buy a home, for your family or things of that nature? How important would you say that is?
I definitely think that is really important. So I'm working with someone right now, and she is a one income household. And so she was concerned because she's also in school. So she was concerned, am I going to be able to navigate my mortgage and all
in
of my
school, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
absolutely. So that's the thing about it. It's more than just a job for me, because I have a lot of realtors that I work talk to and I work with, they would gear her towards, no, we can buy a house right now. Whereas I understand and I get it. And I was able to, I'm pushing her to, well, let's just wait until you're done with school. To be realistic.
Right.
You probably could still be able to manage your mortgage and everything right now, but you're also in school.
Right.
So let's take that into consideration. So when I'm working with people, I'm always just transparent and real and upfront about their possibilities, what they can actually afford.
Interesting.
During your
If that answered your question.
It did. You did it good.
During your transition between the two, how was your faith in that moment? Because I know the moments that I left a 9 to 5, I left something that was consistent, and I went and jumped into this journey, this world. That transition was hard. My bills don't stop. Bills don't stop.
Absolutely not. It seems like they come even faster.
Tell me about it. I feel like the first and the 30th right by each other.
Yes. Yeah. So I was really scared. And I had a lot of times where I was crying to God, like, well, God, you put me here. I know that your hand is in this. But it was just new to me. I don't have anybody in my family that really has like an entrepreneur thing going on. Everybody works that traditional 9 to 5. So I didn't have anybody really that I could talk to about how I was feeling. Right. So it was really just me laying at the altar, placing it at God's feet. And I promise you, every time that I did, he sent me a reminder through either someone or a word. I would see something. It was crazy. But I just always got these reminders to me that just let me know that you're here for a reason. And it definitely strengthened my faith, because the bills were coming so quick. Right. I promise you. I'm like, I just paid this.
Right.
And then something else is due again. Like, it was just nonstop, like you already know, they're going to come regardless. But just still being able to maintain all of my bills, not behind on anything. And, still also work on my own thing. It's true. But just a little bit of a safety net would also be good.
Yeah, because I bought a couple of rental properties, and I realized there's a lot of hidden fees that come up and miscellaneous expenses that don't go into the actual asking price. You be like, whoa, where is this coming from? So yeah, that's a good point. I got another question for you. This is a fun question. What was it like closing your first home? Like, what was that feeling or that thought that went through your mind? Like, man.
Oh, so it was actually walk through it together. It was a learning experience for both of us. And at the end, we celebrated, they're family. Yeah, so we celebrated. We had a time.
Wow.
We had a time. Wow. We really did. And honestly, also just to see, because they bought the home, it was kind of like their starter home. Yeah. But the way that they changed it, right? Oh my gosh. It's like a totally different home. And I'm just so proud of their house now, like every time I see it, because like I said, it was a starter home, so they were kind of iffy. And, ooh, and scared. Nervous, yeah, but it's beautiful. Right. Just seeing how they were able to change their home. It's beautiful.
Where are you looking to take this industry? Because I know we had talked offline, and it's deeper than just getting people into homes.
Yeah. I was telling Malcolm that long term, I want to invest in properties. How you have rental properties, I want to do that for myself. I want to leave something for my children. Right. That's my main goal. I want to be able to create generational wealth, create a legacy for them.
For our audience out there, it's good for them to know these steps, because whether you're going to buy a property as an entrepreneur or you're going to buy it for your home, like you said, having that financial literacy, having those safety nets are like really important steps. Like you said, credit. People don't realize like credit is worth more than cash, especially in this economy. Like if your credit is not right, and I try to explain this to a lot of people. Your credit score is like your grade as an adult, right? It kind of without people meeting you, this is saying, hey, I'm responsible. You give me this money, I'm going to do the right thing, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. So that definitely is a big point. So I commend you on that. That's a lot.
So can I ask you about your rental property?
Sure.
Is it in
I thought
Florida?
we was interviewing you.
Right?
Man.
She
I'm
switched it up.
curious.
Yeah.
I'm so curious.
Yeah.
Is it in Florida?
Yeah. So I had
Okay.
I had rented out. I think I did a hard money loan, and I had got a property in Bartow, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. So and it's funny now because I went past there. I forgot. I think over the weekend I went past there. I went out of town and I saw the house. I'm like, man, like they renovated and everything. It was wonderful.
Day and night.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. It was a lot. Like I remember like. So funny story, I guess we talking about me a little bit. That's funny how you switched that.
Yeah.
But
She should be the
oh my God.
co-host.
So one thing that I will say to the audience, where's my camera? This one. Know who your contractor is.
Oh Lord.
Okay, yeah, I got a horror story. So
I know the horror story. I got the phone calls.
So I got this contractor.
Okay.
This guy's terrible.
That's funny.
And with
I was
hard
a
money,
lawyer.
yeah, hard money, yeah, it was bad. Hard money lending
What?
loans. What people don't understand is that those have high interest. So typically, if you're getting one of those, your thought process is, I'm using this to acquire an asset and flipping it right away. So long story short, how they do it with hard money lending loans, they give you draws. So, and just to break that down further, there's phases. So phase one, maybe they'll do the roof. Phase two, they'll do the floors, electric, et cetera, et cetera. But the draw is dependent on the work being completed within that scope of work. Right. So it was a situation where the guy really only did one scope of work, which he said he could do it all. Then I found out he wasn't licensed. Then I found out, wasn't licensed. Then it came
The
to
contractor?
Yes. Listen to somebody's recommendation. Long story short, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Long story short, he abandoned the project. So now we have this huge overhead, this loan out. So good thing I had, I used to do like little construction when I was younger. So I knew how to make things work. So I'm in there plastering tile. I'm in there mixing cement, going on the roof, patching it up.
You the contractor?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, like it was days where I was up to like 3 a.m.
Oh
had to go to work at 9. So I'm like, and then I'm driving back. So that's like an hour. So I'm not getting home till like 4 or 5 and then getting up and doing it over again. And that was like the worst. Yeah. And the funny story about this is his dad came out there and helped me paint. That's how it was. It was a struggle.
Oh my God.
Yes. When I tell you he was covered in white paint, it was bad.
How long did it take you to complete?
Due to the grace of God, we actually were able to get the 2 draws. And at that point, I was looking just to get rid of the project. I'm like, it's too much time to put in it. I don't know we'll be able. So we were able to have somebody kind of take over the loan. So thank God I got out of there kind of scot-free. But it taught me a lot about, the due diligence of getting a good contract and knowing these people are credible, understanding that, when you're taking out these certain loan programs, like you mentioned, you have to understand what the requirements are. Because I think a lot of people just go in like, a popular one is the FHA, right? But there are other loan programs. You got the 2037K or something, 207, something like that. So I'm glad Jay here because a lot of people need to know that. Especially, I wouldn't recommend being a homeowner for your first house because my approach is let me get something like you said I can pass down to my child and things like that. So
absolutely,
yeah. Definitely a horror story.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
That was.
Cool, boy, I was
that
through it.
sounds horrible.
Oh man, but it taught me so much. Never again.
So how did you find out he was?
Oh, with contractors. Say this to the audience. With contractors.
You feeling it still?
Yeah. They get assigned a license number. So for anybody out there, so you don't get got like this guy.
So you don't get bamboozled.
Make sure that they have a license because a lot of times what people will do is they'll give you a license number, but that license number is not associated with them. It's like they're under somebody. So if they're an apprentice and they don't have a contract number, if they don't complete the work, you're still responsible for it because they're not technically a licensed contract.
Oh my gosh.
So one of the things that I always tell
he totally bamboozled you. It's great.
One of the things I always tell individuals from hearing stories or being a part of stories like that is now. So a lot of people give their contractor a lot of money up front.
Right.
But you can have it in contracts where you can pay them upon completion. Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay.
There's ways of doing it in the contract. You can give them obviously if they need material or whatever, you can pay them upon completion. But on the other end, use a credit card. Use a credit card because when they don't complete it with a credit card, it's one of the easiest things you can dispute. When it comes to the like cash,
that's a
things.
jewel, dude.
That is really, really good.
Because now,
see, I didn't know that because my friend is a contractor, and she was telling me, it's always half of it is always up front.
Not all.
So I didn't know that you could do.
Now you have it where some are going to be that way, right? But if you're well established and you've done deals and you can show your track record, then you can go and be like, hey, this. But up front, if it's say my first deal, then they may, hey, I don't trust you or whatever. All right, great, say
Oh,
less.
right.
Then the credit card comes into play. But if you have a track record, hey, we're going to pay. Say if it's this mic, in order to set this up, we're going to pay for this mic only. Then we're going to go to the next project, and then we're going to do that certain projects instead of like, oh, we can do all this, and it costs.
Okay.
Because it's too many in Ohio. Well, I don't want to say that loud. Never mind.
What's going on in Ohio? You gonna speak on it and then say I ain't going into it?
It's a lot of like.
Yeah.
So a lot of at one point when it came to investing into properties, Ohio was very, very like that was the place to go invest because it was low cost and you can start getting a return.
Okay.
But a lot of contractors out there were just like scamming people. Just I can do it and they missing.
Wow.
Or they'll start out. And I feel like we need to switch this back to her, but they'll start out.
Right? Don't feel like we get interviewed?
Yeah.
You good.
What,
But-
first of all,
crafty.
I just was asking the
Nah,
questions,
you-
letting the
she knew what she
questions
did.
flow.
Audience.
She knows what she did.
Absolutely not.
Leave the comments in here. She
She
just
did-
flipped the script.
No,
Absolutely.
I totally just asked the question.
No.
It is supposed to. Is it not supposed to flow?
No, you did that.
Okay.
A lot of those contractors, if they were good, what they did is they scaled too fast. So then they took on a bunch of clients, and then they end up, I can't, I can't manage. So
Yeah.
contractors, make sure you scale, but add more people to your team. That if you
Don't try to do it all by yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But you can just sell it
As is, yeah. That's what helped me get on my deal. Selling
Sell it as is.
Yeah. I mean, I had work done, but majority had to be
Like, hey,
redone.
here you
Yeah.
go.
That's it.
We won't go that deep, but what got you to the journey of where you are now?
Okay, so I just to keep it short, I will say that I really just felt like something in my life was missing. I felt like I was in a really good place financially, mentally, but every time I would come home, I just still felt empty. And then I started going to church, reading my Bible, and then, I just had that religion part of it. And then I met a group of women who helped me realize that it's deeper than that and helped me build an actual relationship with God. So once I got the relationship part of it, I just feel like my relationship with God completely took on a whole nother level.
Okay.
What stopped you from drinking?
Oh, I was
Let's talk about
And I
it.
ask that because there's people that's watching, like
Struggle.
like moms that's watching, men. But we talking to moms that's watching, and they need to hear and see someone that.
I just did not like the person that I was drunk. I was always, I could not drink Monday through Friday. And then as soon as the weekend comes, I've literally made up for not drinking all week.
Okay.
I never knew my limit. I would go from 0 to 100 in an hour. I was drinking and driving.
In an hour?
I'm telling you, I always just felt like I always had to have a drink in my hand. If somebody says, let's take a shot, I'm taking the shots.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pouring them back.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, I'm toe down.
Mm-hmm.
So I just really didn't like the person that I was. And I remember I went to, this women's encounter it's literally called the Women's Encounter. And it's about an encounter with Jesus. And you kind of go to like a retreat for a weekend.
Oh, wow.
And we do different studies focused on healing and just breakthrough. And I remember I was on fire. And I'm like, all right, I'm not drinking anymore. I'm not doing this. And then when I got home, it was my birthday weekend. I'm like, all right, well, God, I'm going to just have a drink.
Mm-hmm.
But if I feel convicted, then I won't drink anymore. So I went to brunch. We hung out that day. God literally woke me up at 2 o'clock in the morning, convicting me. And that was the last time I had a drink. All I heard when I woke up was, do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that was it for me.
Wow. It's all my out of body experience.
It was insane. This encounter is literally like nothing else. I can't describe it as anything other than an encounter with God.
Right.
I felt his presence like I've never felt before.
Right.
And I felt that, all right, I'm done. You're on fire. But then when I got back in the world, it's my birthday.
It's the hard part.
I'm
Yeah.
like, God, it's my birthday.
It's the hard part.
You
Sure.
understand?
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
grace is for. So,
Absolutely.
So you mentioned How many kids you have?
I have 2 kids.
So, I'm always fascinated, especially with men and women, whether they're raising them single or they're managing a family. How do you balance? Because, like you said, you're an entrepreneur. You stepped into a new space as a realtor. You got your license. You're doing big things. How do you balance out the two between being a mother and then putting on that boss lady hat on and do what you got to do? Because I know it can be hard. Because I know the kids probably want a lot of your time and want that nurturing time with mommy. But then, on the other hand, you also got to go out there, make the money, make things happen. So how do you balance both?
So honestly, my kids come first. My mom's background, she worked a lot.
Yeah.
And her working style comes before anything. So I think that I took that and I'm the opposite. So even when I worked in healthcare, my schedule was around my baby's schedule. Whatever they have going on, that comes first.
Love that.
And that's how I am still. They literally come first. My schedule has to revolve around whatever they have going on.
Okay.
I love that. I feel like that's how we are. Where, like, there's times like, man, we got a podcast or we need to meet up. And Junior, hey man,
Right.
coming.
That happened today. I was like, don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
As soon as he said Junior, it's over.
Remember we met at the office.
Yeah.
And we were in there. We were going over things, and Junior was just sitting there. He's like, you'll walk out. He's like, where's Quan? Like, he'll be back.
That's my buddy.
I love that.
The same way he makes sure our kids are
I love
number
that.
one.
Yeah.
And I actually met someone. So I had a really important meeting, but I had to cancel it because my son's school called and I had to go pick him up. And the guy called me, and once I explained to him, he's like, "You could have just brought him." Da, da, da. And it made me feel better that he was very understanding. And he doesn't even have kids, but he was very understanding of the fact that I'm a mother first, and I had to cancel this to go tend to my child. And also I'm mindful of that too. So I told him, I appreciate that, but I wouldn't have brought him just because
The
I don't.
professionalism.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't know you.
Mama bear. I hear
Yeah.
I thought when she said she met someone, it was like you were going on a date.
No.
And I was like, oh, he wanted you to take your son on a date?
This is not scripted. I just want to put it out there. His thoughts are not the thoughts of the podcast team here. This is an individual thought. I just want to put that. No, we just have fun.
And make sure you comment, like, and subscribe.
He trolling. Somebody gonna
God.
comment.
Yeah.
Oh
But
my
no,
gosh.
that's when she said I was meet up with,
Yeah.
I was like, dang.
Yeah.
And always try to bring my kids into the mix.
Right. I hear you. I can't even keep up with
Why?
this interview. So
Stop.
I got a question. So what do you have to say to the moms out there? I can't focus with y'all
You
two, man.
can't.
This is
No,
terrible.
you.
What
Have
do
you
you-
done that?
Have I? No, never.
Okay.
No, I don't. I'm big on like my daughter's like my
She
heart.
said, have you done
Yeah.
Well,
it?
no. Are you like?
I'm
gonna
overprotective
bring
of
the-
my child.
you wanna bring the kid
No,
out?
this is a family
Let's go.
program. Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
So I don't think that's appropriate because it's like if I don't know you well, no, why would I have you around my child?
Exactly.
Doesn't make sense.
This might be the first and last
Right,
date.
right. It's a lot of collateral out there.
Malcolm, why you made that face?
Oh Lord.
I'm just listening to you.
Okay.
I'm just here
This
so
is
I don't
funny.
get fined.
Right, you sound crazy. So, as a mom, right, entrepreneur, right, what do you have to say out there to his point, and this is for the moms out there, what do you have to say to that single mother who's looking to transition? Maybe she's working in healthcare, maybe she's a teacher, but whatever she's doing, and she's looking to take that next step. What would you three tips or 3 pieces of advice you would give to them? Because I'm pretty sure it was, like you said, it was a step of faith, right? You didn't know what the other side looked like, but you knew something was calling you in that direction. So what would you tell to that young lady out there?
3 tips. I honestly would say keep your faith. You're going to have moments where you are just doubting if this is the right move for you. Secondly, I would say it's very important to have a good community of people that can pour into you, that will uplift you in those moments where you feel low. Because I just thank God that I had people I was able to call, even if they didn't necessarily have that entrepreneurial side that they could put into me, they had the faith side. They had their experience, their wisdom, and just being able to guide me and pour into me and just get me through that moment. And then lastly, I would just say God has not given you the spirit of fear. So we don't have any fear. It's just a mindset. I was telling him I was a little nervous about coming on. And I had to keep reminding myself, I don't feel like it, to just do it. And my biggest prayer is, God, help me to be a woman who is bold, who is confident, you know, who does exactly what she says she's going to do it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I heard an entrepreneur. He said when you have those moments like that in life, which everyone does, that's your first instinct is to think that it's fear, but actually it's excitement. You're so excited about the situation. Now you're starting to overthink it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
like that.
yeah, so he's seen
That's a
me
great
do it.
perspective.
When we first started podcast, we went to a business conference, and something compelled me, just like you said with God, he compelled me to get up and ask a question, and I realized like that's excitement. You're thinking so much about it, and this is for whoever needs to hear this. When you're in those moments of fear or like, oh, am I good enough? Can I do it? I hope I don't mess up.
Yes.
9 times out of 10, it's the excitement part because you're doing something new, you experience something new. So obviously, you want to do your best, but when you take your time, take a step back, and really reflect on what's in you, you know, you're meant to be in wherever you're at in that moment.
And to add to your point, I was watching this girl's video.
Yeah.
And she was saying that a part of why we are fearful of doing things, like I was nervous when I first started recording myself. That was something new for me. Recording myself talking, like,
Yeah.
I don't know any, you know, I was like, I don't know anything. Like, am I
Right.
skilled enough to talk about this? Do I have
Yes.
enough wisdom? And she said part of it is we are scared of failing in front of these people. So do you think that's a valid point? I kind of related to that a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think the failing part is just it's there, but a lot of times I feel like the because you're so focused on, like, it's like breathing. Like if you're focused on breathing, it's harder to breathe. If you're just in the moment thinking, hey, that's just excitement, I'm gonna take a deep breath and I'm gonna kill it. I mean, this guy right here, he got me to speak, which is very hard to do, which I will never do again. But I appreciated the moment because I didn't know what to say, but I knew the words would come to me, and I welcomed the excitement, and I stepped into that role, even as uncomfortable it was, and I got something out of it. And then, like, to see, like you said, having that community around people, because we hang around a lot of people that are entrepreneurs, that are speakers, and do all these wonderful things. And I think when you're around that energy, is something that, you know, something that builds up inside you to say, man, if I'm around these people and they see me in this way, then why don't I see myself in this way?
Absolutely.
You know, and then you walk in that excitement.
Absolutely.
And own it.
I really like that perspective.
Yeah.
That's going to be something I'm going to be telling myself now. You are not scared. You are excited.
You are. Yeah.
You're so excited.
It changes, it flips your whole perception on
Yeah.
the situation.
I feel like you should give the back on that, because when he gets up and asks those questions, it's not more so the questions. He doesn't, like, in front of the camera is not his thing, you know. So
No?
no,
No, it's not.
Okay.
But everywhere we go now, and maybe I just pay attention. Like, he gets up and he was like, "All right, hold on, bro," and then he goes and he'll think of a question. He'll probably honestly first or second person to the mic. To the mic, and he's asking, and the question is so on point that anyone else that follows, I'm like, just like, why are you asking that? That's crazy.
I love that. So these are speaking engagements that you're referring to, typically?
Just anything. I mean,
Okay.
whether it's asking a question in a crowd of people, whether it's speaking for the first time, whether it's being on a podcast, whether it's being on a platform. You know, I think if you change your perception is so important, because I mean, it's been like the narrative of my whole life, especially within the last year or two. You know, me and my child, I realized that once I changed my perception, there was nothing I couldn't do. It was just a matter of embracing it. So, you know, I would say to you and to women out there, enjoy that moment, right? You know, it's like when you're going to school for the first time, you have this excitement, you have to fear, you're like, are people going to like me? You know, am I going to like my teachers? It's the same thing. It's just the environment has changed, but you're still that kid. And I think, you know, entrepreneurs said to me, you know, if you really want to be successful in anything you do, you have to have childlike faith. You have to have that childlike excitement. You know, and when you because when you were a child, you didn't know what fear was.
Yeah.
Right. That's something that was a learned behavior over time due to, you know, maybe some disappointment, some unfortunate circumstances. So as you get older, you have to really dig deep and grab that inner child and say, man, this is excitement. I'm not fear. Like, I'm happy to be here. Whether I do well or do bad, I can learn from it.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Speaking of that inner child, if you could go back and give advice to the younger you, what would that advice be? This is a 2-part question, but you got the first part now.
Okay. Oh my gosh. If I could tell my younger self anything, I would tell her to enjoy life. Do not specifically enjoy your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Do not rush to be an adult. Girl, it's gonna come and it's not gonna be all that it's cracked up to be. Enjoy your childhood.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. That's what I would tell my younger son.
Okay. Now, 5 years from now, what are you telling the future you?
Ooh, 5 years from now, what am I telling future me? I would tell future me that you are everything that you think you are. You are beautiful, you are loved, you are valuable, and you are exactly where God wants you to be.
I love it.
I would tell her that.
I love that. I love that. What would you tell the future you?
Brother, how'd you make it this far?
Mm.
That's all. I mean, I don't know. That's a great question. You know, I don't know. I keep going. You know, it's probably childish, but one of my favorite movies is called Meet the Robinson, the Disney movie. But what I always loved about this movie, me and my mom, we love. Yeah, it'll make sense. I'm gonna bring it full circle.
Okay.
But what I loved about the movie is like this guy. He went into the future. He saw his future self. But at that moment, he was a child. He kept going through struggles. You know, he was an inventor. Every invention he made didn't work out. And then the theme of the movie was keep moving forward. And I don't know why, even to this day, it's always stuck with me. So anytime I'm failing, anytime I feel rejected, anytime I feel shame or anything, something in the back of my mind is always saying keep moving forward. And that's helped us get to the podcast to where it's at. It's helping us, you know, meet amazing people. You know, got me to Tampa, man. I came from New York to Philly to here. So you know, that's just a theme that I live my life by. Keep moving forward. No matter what's coming in front of you, always keep moving forward. So
I like that.
I'm getting so many gems.
really,
I like that.
I really, really like that.
Hey,
that was really good.
That word wise. I'm trying to
watch
tell
the
you.
watch the
Whoa.
movie. You see what I'm
That
saying?
word wise.
You got some wisdom.
Yeah.
No, I'm all right. I do it.
Yeah, that word
I'm behind the
wise.
scene.
That was really good.
Yeah,
But I like
thank
Well,
you.
Malcolm,
I
you
like
have to
that.
answer too.
So I would just tell myself, future me, thank you for not stopping in September 4th, 2025. Thank you for pushing forward. So I would tell myself that and keep going.
Amen.
So
Wonderful.
Keep going. That is the message.
So for anybody in Tampa looking, especially our mothers and men out there, you can shout out to the Kings. You know, if you're looking to buy a house or you're looking to, you know, figure out what that process looks like, you have an amazing realtor here. She's doing a wonderful thing. She would love to consultate you and talk to you. Where can they find you?
Absolutely. They can find me on Instagram and also Facebook. My name is Antoinette Scott.
Okay. Perfect. So we'll put that description here. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, and go hit her up. You know, follow her. If you have questions about buying a home or your first time homeowner, this is the person you want to talk to. She's doing amazing things in Tampa. I think you really, and most important, and she said this, I don't know if y'all caught this during the interview. She has a lot of integrity. I can say that honestly just from our conversation. Like she mentioned, you're welcome having that conversation because like Malcolm said, we know a lot of shady realtors. They'll be like, man, how soon can I get you in this house?
for real.
Yeah.
You got a 550 credit score, but we're going to flip that five and we're going to find a way to get you
I know
there.
the roof gonna fall
Right.
in 2 days, but
Yeah.
hey, the roof brand new.
Exactly. So
Literally.
exactly. So, you know, that speaks volumes about you and your profession and your integrity. And I think, you know, that's missed in the real estate industry, especially with my
Absolutely.
horror story. So I think people should definitely touch base with you.
Bro, I was your lawyer. Like you had
He
me
was.
act as
Yes.
your lawyer.
Oh my God.
Dude, if you watching,
This definitely sounds like a horror story.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we give a recap on that one day. I go
one
in
day
more
we
depth.
should.
Man,
'Cause you brought it up. My mind just
triggering,
went
man.
back.
I know because I have further questions.
I got further answers for you.
Like what?
Yeah, it was rough.
It was
It's rough. That's why I laugh a lot, man. Life's too
you
short.
were heated,
Boy.
boiling.
Yeah.
Yo, just
I'll say something to us
act-
off camera.
just act like
Okay,
you act like you
because
my
I
lawyer,
have a
man.
question.
Yeah.
Act like you my lawyer. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
bro.
Yes, sir.
So Malcolm, what do you think about this? Yeah, man. So, bro, that's. Hey, listen. So this is the Knucklehead Podcast,
we ran.
where
We
we
doing wonderful.
interview the top 1%ers in their industry, the top 1%ers in their faith, and the top 1%ers in today's world that's making a difference. You had the opportunity to listen here and actually follow. Make sure you follow Toni. Do this right now. And when you do that, go back here, like, comment, and subscribe. see you guys at the top or from the top.
That's
Appreciate you.
That's the pot. Thanks, guys.